modern witches. Welcome back to the Witch of Lupin Hollow YouTube channel. I'm Tanae Stewart, your host, and today we're talking about how to use magic with a K to manifest the life you want. So this is big stuff. This is really exciting stuff. Manifestation is kind of a trendy word, right? It's all about creating the reality that you want to see in your life. And there's lots and lots of different ways to go about manifestation. It's always about bringing in the tools, the ideas, the inspiration that you need from a variety of sources, often kind of alternative paths, and combining those with really doing the work to create the life that you want. Manifestation is not a magical cure-all. It is not a potion or spell that's going to turn your life around in a moment. It really is hard work, and it really is about being willing to put in the effort that's needed to create the life that you want. But magic, there's two different spellings of the word magic. Magic, M-A-G-I-C, which is sometimes used interchangeably. But for the most part, magic with just a C refers to, the concept of magic in, fantasy or fairy tale literature, the concept of magic that magicians practice, sort of tricks and illusions. Magic with a K, M-A-G-I-C-K, is much more spiritual. It's about the ways that we can manipulate energy, the ways that we interact with the energetic signatures of the world around us to create things, to create change, to create evolution. We use the word magic with a K to describe what we do as witches. We practice witchcraft and we create magic. We engage or interact with magic. You can use whatever term you're most comfortable with, but just think of magic as energy and the way that we interact with the world and the way that we can affect change in the world. To me, there's basically three ways that you can use magic in manifestation. The first is inspiration. So a lot of what we do in magical workings, in witchcraft, is we draw inspiration from different sources. So, for example, you might do a tarot or oracle card reading, and you'll pull a card out of the deck that you feel intuitively drawn to, and that card is going to guide you in, whatever situation or question that you have asked. Some people believe that tarot and oracle cards are, a direct link to the divine, or they're a direct link to your spirit guides or ancestor. But personally, I practice a much more kind of practical form of magic, a form of magic and witchcraft that's really focused not on any kind of spirit around us and is more focused on internal magic. Some people call this psychological witchcraft. It's very much about what you think, what you believe, what you feel, and that your higher self, your sort of the best, most highest potential version of yourself, your higher self is guiding you, which, at the end of the day, that's really your subconscious, right? It's really things you already know, and that all of your tools are guiding you to understand the things that you really know inside. In that case, any kind of divination is going to be guiding you just to understand something or to have some sort of realization that you already had within you. So, for example, if you pull a tarot oracle card, it's not that that card is dictating your future. It's not that it's dictating something that's going to happen. It's more about what you can do about it. It's about what you have the ability to change about the situation. That card that you've pulled is really just a source of inspiration. It's a source of ideas that you can sit and ruminate on, you can think about, you can imagine all the different ways that these images, these words, these colors can have an effect on the situation that you're currently experiencing, good or bad, right? Whatever change it is that you want to create, because usually when we're asking a question, it's because we want something to be different. Whatever change it is that you want to create, that you want to manifest, the card is guiding you to understand the inspiration that you already have inside. It's sort of leading you to the spark that's going to help you set off a chain reaction of changes. So inspiration can come from a lot of sources. So within the magic and witchcraft realm, you could get inspiration from astrology. You could get inspiration from any kind of divination, not just cards, but pendulum or runes or tea leaf reading or scrying. Any kind of divination is great for inspiration. Um, you can also do visualizations or guided meditations. All of these things guide us to understand ourselves, and also guide us to sort of that spark of inspiration, that spark of an idea that's going to help you to manifest the change that you want in a creative way. Because oftentimes we know what we want to manifest, and we sort of have some idea of how to get there. We sort of have the logical way to get there, or the long-term way to get there. But if you want to make something happen faster, or you want to make something happen that you just don't even know how to get started with, finding these sources of inspiration through your magical practice is super, super powerful. The second way that magic can help you manifest the life you want is through reflection. So this is so important to me. This is so powerful, I believe, that all of our different tools are tools for reflection. They're ways for us to reflect on ourselves, on the way that we think, the way we act, the way we feel, to reflect on our spiritual practice, whether or not it's fulfilling our needs, what our needs even are, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And so all of your magical tools, all the tools I just mentioned, all of your divination tools, meditation, visualization, even body practices like yoga, or even something like massage, all of these help us to sort of get calm and get really quiet with ourselves, and to really ask those deep questions of ourselves that we don't always ask. A lot of times we're sort of going through life, and we think we know what we want, and we think we know how we're going to get it, and the next thing we know, we've manifested something completely different, and it's not what we anticipated. And maybe it turns out to be great. We manifested the thing we really wanted, but maybe we manifested the thing we thought we wanted, and we're not actually happy with it. And so if we don't use our magical tools in this way to really, engage in self-reflection, I almost want to say indulge in self-reflection, because it feels indulgent, right? It feels almost narcissistic. It feels like this opportunity to really go deep within ourselves. And then you realize you spent 2 hours journaling, and you're worried that I should have spent that time doing something more productive. But reflection is the single most productive thing you can do. It's the thing that helps you to move things forward, to move your life forward, and more importantly, to move your life in the direction you want. Maybe forward isn't where you want to go. You have to listen to your intuition. And really, the only way you can really, really do that is by reflecting, by taking these opportunities to understand yourself better, and to understand what it is that you want, that you need, and how you can make it happen. Now, the third way that I think magic can be really helpful in manifestation is timing. So, a lot of times, especially if you work with astrology or with the moon cycles or with seasons, you might feel kind of out of sync with what you're doing. So this can be really tricky. It's something that I struggle with a lot, actually, is really finding the right times for something to happen. So I tend to think of my business, my spiritual practice, and the rest of my personal life as kind of distinct realms. They are not, and I frequently talk in videos and in blog posts about how you have to be able to integrate all these different aspects of your life, but I still struggle with it myself. I still separate them in my head. The problem with doing that is that sometimes I will be, really immersed in my spiritual practice, in what's happening with the moon, what's happening with the seasons, what's going on in the natural world around me. And I'll know that, we're in a waning moon phase, and I'm really feeling it, and I'm feeling really reflective and deep. And meanwhile, I'm like launching a new product in my business, and I'm getting ready to travel during Mercury retrograde. And these are all things that I could have arranged in, a more productive way, in a more sensible way, more importantly, in a more mindful way, right? But because I kind of separate out these different areas of my life, I don't always think that way. And so I tend to kind of get these funny little overlaps where I'm kind of out of sync with myself. I'm doing different things in different areas of my life that feel counterintuitive. In some areas, I'm really active and busy and focused and trying to, work on things. And in other areas, I'm feeling really deep and soft and reflective and watery, right? Literally, like waterworks, right? So it's really important, I think, when you're really manifesting and you're really trying to build something and create this new reality for yourself, to really pay attention to timing. And magic can really be helpful with this. The seasons, what's happening astrologically, what's happening with the moon, these are all really excellent ways to time out your life, to time out your plans. So obviously, you also have to be able to take into account your actual schedule. When do you actually have time to do these things? And in that way, timing, astrological timing, seasonal timing is less important, because you have to be comfortable. You have to feel like you have the time to do the things you want to do. So it's about finding that balance. But if you had the luxury of planning out the whole next year based on all of these different aspects of timing, I would say, plan your vacations around the moon and around the, astrological things. Plan your business around it. Whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, whether it's travel or, buying a home or a car, or some kind of big investment like that, whatever it is that you're focused on manifesting, don't try to force it. Don't try to make it happen in your time. Allow it to happen in its time. Allow it to happen when the timing is right. This becomes a little counterintuitive, right? Because we think of manifesting as this way to, change our lives and make things happen. But it's really not. It's really about being able to take a step back and say to the universe, this is what I want. This is what I'm going to do to make it happen. And now this is what I expect of you, the universe, to do to make it happen. This is how I expect to co-create with you. And being willing to have that conversation with yourself, with the energy around you, becomes really powerful. And so when you can take that step back, take a deep breath, get quiet, and say, these are the things I'm doing. These are the work that I'm putting in, the actions I'm taking. Now the rest is up to you. The rest is up to the season for when this is supposed to happen. You will be amazed, when you're trying to, create reflection, when you're trying to create getting deep with yourself or deepening a relationship, another relationship with someone else, when you're trying to create a sacred space in your home, you're trying to be open about who you are and really open your heart, all of those things can be really supportive during the waning moon phase or the fall and winter phases of the seasons. When you're trying to create growth and wealth and abundance, you're trying to, build a business, or you're trying to, build a relationship. The times of year, the moon phases, the waxing phase, the full moon phase, the spring and summer times of the year, these are the times when the energies around us are really supportive of this. It's important not to allow yourself to be ruled by these timings. Don't feel as though you can't manifest something because it's not the right season, it's not the right moon phase. You can manifest whatever you want, whenever you want. But if you're trying to, kind of fight against the current energies, it might be a little bit more difficult. If you have the luxury of waiting until it's the right time, do it. If you don't, then make it happen. Magic is about creating your reality in the way that works for you, in the way that is going to be most supportive for you. So, if you need something right now, you need something next week, make it happen. Find a way to change what it is that you're asking for, change what it is that you're creating so that it is supported by the season, by the phase of the moon. It's about thinking critically about the timing and being able to embrace it when possible, and then being able to be aware of where it's going to challenge you when needed. So to recap, magic is just the expression of your spirituality as a witch. And it can be really supportive in a lot of different ways, especially when you're trying to manifest the life that you really want. The main ways that it can be supportive is through providing inspiration, providing opportunities for reflection, and helping you to time your manifestations so that they're really supportive by the energies around you. So drop a comment below. Tell me what you're currently trying to manifest, and we can chat about whether it's the right season, how you can adapt your manifestation so that it'll be supported by the energies, and also how you can use your magic for inspiration and reflection to support what you're trying to manifest as well. So drop that comment below. If you are interested in more one-on-one support in your manifestations, I encourage you to join my Magical Life membership. There's a link in the description below to join the membership. It's a really amazing, exclusive, private community, just a supportive group of like-minded modern witches who are all trying to, manifest our most magical lives. It comes with monthly workbooks, videos, exclusive live chats, and kind of bonus materials occasionally as well. So join the membership if you want more one-on-one support with me. I would love to have you, or just drop a comment below and we can start chatting. Make sure that you like this video and follow the channel so you can be notified whenever I put out a new video. And I will see you next week.